Hi guys, it's Jill Ingram, Miss Pennsylvania HBCU Junior Teen, and I'm here with Erin Smith for HBCU Voices, Real Voice, HBCU Voices, Real Stories, Real Impact.
Thank you
Meet
for
Erin,
having me on today.
Meet Erin Smith, a dedicated educator and family man with roots to Delaware State University. Graduating in 2009 with a degree in elementary education, Erin's journey from accounting to teaching reflects his passion for education. Married to
Chiquita.
Shakita Adams Smith, thank you, whom he met at Delaware State University in 2004, they built a family of four. With 16 years of experience in education, Aaron's teaching career spans grades 1 through 8 in his current role as assistant principal at Beverly Hills Middle School. Outside of work, he enjoys sports and video games, proudly embracing his millennial identity. Delaware State University holds a special place in his heart, evident from his two diplomas and with more to come.
hmm
So, how has your day been so far?
it's been a busy day. Unfortunately, our school district experienced an internet problem, so we went a whole entire school day without the internet. So you can just imagine what that world is like in today's day and age.
Crazy. What advice would you give someone considering attending an HBCU?
So HBCU or any other university, first and foremost, you want to make sure you're going there with a purpose and a mission, right? That's the main thing. And then, just HBCU period depends on where you're coming from. If you're coming from a traditional school environment, urban education environment, the HBCU environment will be right there at home to you. You'll feel comfortable in your space and your surroundings, right? If you're coming from a non-urban environment, the first thing that's going to shock you, but really open your mind is like there's so many different versions of you that exist in the world, right? There are the versions that are, come from an affluent family where there's a lot of people who have education and background. There's some who come from families where they may be the first generation to ever attend a college, right? There's some who they're legacy kids at that particular university. So there are so many different things that you get a chance to experience when you first touch base on a HBCU campus. And of course, you have like one of the best things is just the hypeness of a HBCU. It just exists in everything that you do.
What role has your HBCU played in shaping your cultural identity?
Oh man, it's played a major role. Originally, I went to when I was first going to college in 2002. I was actually going to South Florida University. That was my original college I was going to play sports. But I actually wound up getting in trouble, so that's how I made it to Delaware State University. But it was like one of the best things that ever happened to me because number one, it gave me a sense of who I was. Right, I took some different courses and classes. It kind of just shaped my mindset around who I was as a young African American male stepping into the real adult world, to say the least, right? Because once you graduate, you're stepping into the adult world. And it also allowed me to know and understand that my brain, my intellect is not just unique to me as an African American male, but there's other African American males and females that have also a high level brain intellect. And we were able to bounce off different ideas all the time, talk about our plans for the future, goals, and things that we wanted to do. So it was just a great experience chopping it up with other people.
What initially drew you to choose an HBCU? And can you describe the moment you knew an HBCU was the right fit for you?
So like I said, originally HBCU was my choice, but it was always on my mind. I finished my high school in Delaware. So Delaware State University was right there up the road from my high school. So it was always something I had in the back of my head. I did their summer camp programs that they did with their juniors and seniors. So I was used to the campus and used to the field. And once the decision was made that like, hey, you're going to go to Delaware State University, I really was actually excited excited to be there. I knew a couple people that had already gone there from my neighborhood that I actually grew up with in Pennsylvania here. And then I also knew a couple people from my high school in Delaware that went there. So I was super excited to see them again. And there's also, just learning about their different experiences at the HBCU. I had a professor in particular, Dr. Hamilton, shout out to you, Dr. Hamilton, who, over summer times, my junior and senior year, I got really close to him. And then when he found out I was coming to Del State and when I was going to be a business major, I was going to have one of his math classes, he was super excited. A little too excited for me to say the least, but he was super excited to see me on campus and be in his classes.
How has a sense of community at your HBCU impacted your college journey?
Oh man, you're talking about a sense of community, man. You're talking about every day. Some of my closest friends would come knocking on my door each and every single day and making sure that, whether we were ready for breakfast, whether we were ready for lunch or dinner, they was there all the time. I grew really close with a lot of my friends that I met on campus, friends from New Jersey, friends from Baltimore, friends from DC. We talk to each other all the time, friends from Connecticut. We have a group chat where we just check in with each other each and every single day. So it's been really great. And in me being an education major, I also met a lot of female students as well. So I'm still in connection with them as well. So, some of them from from Maryland, Virginia, one even from all the way out in California. So it's been a great experience and a great network and partnership that I built with those people.
Can you share a memorable experience that emphasizes the spirit of your HBCU?
Yeah. So resilience, number one. And so that same professor I was telling you about, Dr. Hamilton, we had a class. It was a finite math class that we had with Dr. Hamilton. And we originally started probably like 30, 40 students in that classroom. By the time that semester was over, it was about 12 of us left in that classroom because Dr. Hamilton didn't play no games. And it was to the point that like a lot of us wasn't passing his tests and quizzes that he gave. And it wasn't that we didn't have the skill set, it's just like we were struggling. But instead of us quitting, we banded together, we met with each other in the libraries, we did extra study session, things of the nature. And because he saw how hard and how dedicated and committed we were to pushing through this hardship, he helped all of us be able to pass that class, and he explained to us why he helped us be able to pass that class. And it wasn't just about just the academic side of it. He was like, I was looking for students who was willing to push through. He's like, because in life you're going to have to push through the times where things seem a little more difficult than you would like them to be. And I can definitely say as an educator, I've experienced that, working my way up to where I'm at right now as an assistant principal, still trying to make it to a principal job.
I have a question.
Mhm.
So before you went to Delaware University, did you go to PWI?
No, originally that was where my scholarship was going to go to a PWI. But like I said, I was super happy that I went to Delaware State University because I don't think I would have had the experience that I had at that particular university that I was able to get at Delaware State University. And I'm so, so blessed that God saw another path for my life. And it was like the greatest thing. When I tell you it's like the greatest experience, I shout out Del State every single time I can. I mean, I have my wife, me, my younger cousin, older cousin, sister, and brother all graduated from Delaware State. And I would love if my two kids graduate from Del State too.
You are like the fifth person who have met their husband or wife at an HBCU. So that's amazing.
Yeah.
So I'm a baker, and for my fundraiser, I'm selling baked goods. What is one of your favorite baked goods?
One of my favorite baked goods, it really comes down to two, right? So a good chocolate chip cookie, but it has to taste like a cookie, not like a muffin. It has to taste like a cookie and a brownie, but not a cake type of brownie. Like I need that like fudge taste in my brownie. But those are my two favorites. So that's pretty cool.
Is there anything else you would like to say?
Uh man, what I want to say is really when you go to HBCU, you don't feel like a number. So I can honestly say when I originally was going to go to South Florida, I definitely felt like a number on my way going there. First of all, I was going there on football scholarship. So I was just a number to them. Honestly, my scholarship was a number to them, my dormitory, all that type of stuff was a number. When I went to Delaware State University, I felt like I was a part of a family. Even when this is back in the day, like, so you ain't got to worry about this type of stuff. But like back in like the early 2000s when I mean, if you ever step on Dell State campus, our old MLK building used to be a really small building. And when you're a freshman, you had to sit there and make sure your classes were together, your financial aid. You were all of us was just crammed in this one small building. So you sat there and we're all talking about our experiences. We're waiting there at 8 o'clock in the morning. If you ever watched the episode of like Different World, that's what it felt like back in even just in the 2000s. But that communal feel was just so amazing, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. It's by far one of my greatest experiences I've ever had outside of having my kid and my wife.
Anyone, everyone who's going here that because everyone who's going here went to HBCUs,
Mhm.
but they always say that there's this sense of community around us. And I just like that's something I really want to go. I want to go and want to do in the future. So
You will
thank
meet
you.
lifelong friends.
Guys. That's also what I heard. Meet lifelong friends, sisters, and brothers. And I love that. Thank you so much for being a part of HBCU Voices, Real Stories, Real Impact.
And thank you so much for being super patient with me.
You're welcome.